City, on the air and over the web. This is Music City Roots, live from the Loveless Cafe. I'm Keith Bilbrey, welcoming you to our weekly radio showcase for the finest and roots and Americana music in the world. We're so glad you could join us, whether here in the barn or on the air. Give yourselves a big round of applause. Yes, sir. And now, keep it going because we're going to get things started, and we are so fortunate that standing here by me is a human jukebox. A human jukebox. See the little bubbles going around his head? And it's a great one, too, because it's full of Jim Lauderdale songs. Can't get any better than that. Ladies and gentlemen, your musical host for the evening, Jim Lauderdale.
Well, thanks, I think. Thank you, Keith. Thank you, and everybody. You know, I was kind of stumped for a while on what song to do, and I was going to ask you to tell me or to recommend something, but I decided on something.
Oh, okay.
This is from a
But
country
if you need
album.
my help, you just call on me.
I will. I definitely will. And this is a song.
I'm right here for you.
I know that. Yes.
Thick or thin?
Yeah.
Sunshine or rain?
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. Yeah, there's no...
You got a friend in me. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Anyway, where was I? Oh, yes. So this is a song that is off of a record of mine called The Other Sessions. I hope we don't feel out of place now that we're right here face to face, 'cause it's a different world out there than the one we used to share. Oh my goodness, who thought it would be like this? Oh my goodness, don't you want to stay? You know you showed me so much light, and you brought me back to life. Now there's not much left to see. There's not much left of me. Oh my goodness, who thought it would be like this? Oh my goodness, don't you want to stay? Oh my goodness, don't you want to stay? Thanks, everybody, and welcome to Music City Roots, live from the Loveless barn. Almost said Music City Loots for all of you lute players out there. And, you know, thanks for coming out here to be with us, you folks that braved the weather. Now, I'll tell you what, it's pouring rain out there, but I'll tell you what, there's not going to be any damp spirits in here tonight, are there, folks? Now, thank y'all for those of you tuning in on the radio or the web stream. Welcome to you out there. You are obviously people of rare taste and discernment. So is our announcer. He's so talented that we thought for the longest time that The Voice was a documentary about his life. He's the man at the podium, Mr. Keith Bilbrey.
Thank you. It's not, but it should be. Yeah.
The Voice.
Yes.
And over there in the chat room is our man with the questions. Among his current favorites, do you know where that's been? And how's my driving? He's our show blocker and interview guy, Mr. Craig Havighurst.
Thank you, Jim. Thank you all. Yes, it's a stormy night in Nashville, but and we're not a dry show. No, we've got moonshine, we've got wine back there, so y'all avail yourselves and stick around with us for a couple and a half hours and have a great time. It's a cool lineup. Before I get to it, let me tell you an announcement that's important for our just right around close by. The nearby town of Franklin is about to come alive with great music as the Americana Experience gets underway on Thursday, May 22nd. That's going to be 50 artists in 10 venues over 10 days, climaxing in the Americana Cross County Line Show on May 31st, which is going to be a long afternoon and evening featuring Patty Griffin, John Hyatt, Ashley Monroe, Luther Dickinson, Joe Pug, Brandy Clark, and Parker Millsap. It is at the park at Harlansdale Farm, which is directly across from the factory there on Franklin Road. It's a big new event. Find out more at americanaexperience.com. And most of us, I think, will be hanging out and seeing you there. And actually, our Music City Roots that week is listed as one of the official events for that experience. So that's going to be great. Thanks, as always, to the Loveless Barn for the great hospitality, for the chicken and biscuits for our artists and staff and their friends. Thanks to Nashville's Hippie Radio 94.5, our on-air partner. They're usually joining us here in person. Thanks to Bill, the voice in the ceiling, who keeps us on time. And we just appreciate so much being on their airwaves. And the Southern, as always, for providing our crew lunch. Very fancy, I must say. It must be a fancy crew lunch because it's the Southern. And so thanks to all of them. Now, we've got a Blackstone Brewery lineup for you guys. In February, we tried, but the weather didn't allow. But she is here to finally play her wonderful album of Merle Haggard songs. Suzy Bogguss is joining us tonight. And no finer voice. From the great city and country scene in Los Angeles, which is a place that Jim Lauderdale was back making country music a long time ago, we have a young fella who's doing traditional country music out of there, dying to hear him here live, Sam Outlaw. And then a very interesting collaboration with a big band orchestra, something that's going to happen here kind of wild and ambitious, with Angie Aparo and Mckenzie, Eddy. And we don't know what it's going to sound like. This is going to be a surprise to all of us. And an artist from East Tennessee who's a graduate of the Bluegrass program at East Tennessee State, and a fantastically interesting folk singer-songwriter, Amethyst Kiah, is here, making her debut on Music City Roots. Let's get started, man.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, you could size up the artist taking the stage now by her credentials. A degree from Berklee College of Music, a John Lennon BMI Songwriting Scholarship, and other awards, or you could just listen to the music. Colorful, sincere, and heart-pulling, her 5 independent albums are full of emotion and beauty. Please welcome to the Root stage, Nashville songwriter Liz Longley.
Oh, thank you so much. It's so good to be here. Thank you, Jim. Go tell it to the mountain, go sing it to the sky. Ain't no one gonna listen here, ain't no one on your side. No, you don't get no mercy, your lies are cheap and cold. Well, I wonder if you have a heart, or if you're all just skin and bones. 'Cause this whole town knows you burn every bridge you cross. We never thought we'd see the day you turn your back on us. Well, you got what you wanted, was it worth the cost? The fire is burning now, look at all you've lost. Go on, get on your way now, take any outbound road. And if you do look back one day, don't ever call this home. Ain't no one here your neighbor, ain't no one here your friend, ain't no one here wanna see your face around these parts again. 'Cause this whole town knows you burn every bridge you cross. We never thought we'd see the day you turned your back on us. Well, you got what cross. Oh, we never thought we'd see the day you turned your back on us. Well, you got what you wanted. Oh, was it worth the cost? The fire is burning now. Look at all you've lost. That's Jared Neal on drums, Johnny Duke on guitar, and Nathan Bliss on bass. It is such a pleasure to be here. Thank you for having me. I've always been a fan of Music City Roots, and I love coming to listen, and it's an honor to be on this stage. I'm going to sing you a song about a guy who I dated who had several bad habits, one of them being cheating. And I have a bad habit of writing songs in return, so this song came out. It's called Bad Habit. I couldn't stand the smell of smoke till he lit that cigarette. Never felt a temptation until I smelled it on his breath. And the night we first kissed on the balcony alone, well, he tasted like trouble, but he felt like my own. Bad habit I can't be without. Oh, bad habit, bittersweet on my mouth. We got a long drawn out story I don't want to explain. I picked up a bad habit and I'll never be the same. Well, even after all the love we made, all the records we spun, I was dying for more, just trying to fill up my lungs. But I knew it right then, he could never love me back. Still I told myself I'd never feel anything quite like that. Bad habit I can't be without. Oh, bad habit, bittersweet on my mouth. We got a long drawn out story I don't want to explain. I picked up a bad habit and I'll never be the same. I light it up, breathe it in, let it all go, then I do it again. Light it up, breathe it in, I swear it almost feels like him. I remember what it felt like the first time. Ain't nothing like the first time. Bad habit, I'm gonna put you out. Oh, bad habit, I will miss you on my mouth. But we had a long drawn out story and it was bound to end someday. Oh, bad habit. Oh, bad habit, I'll never be the same. Thank you so much. How y'all doing? Good. You made it through the rain. I'm so glad to be here. I'm so glad that you're all here. This is a little song that I wrote before I moved to town. I was staying in a hotel and the bathroom had amazing acoustics and I wrote this song in it. It's called You've Got That Way. I wasn't looking game. Just that look in your eyes and the way you say my name. Oh, you got that way. You got a way of making everything alright. Oh, you got that way. You got a way of waltzing in and changing my whole life. Can't you see you've changed my life? 'Cause you got that way. Almost love don't last. If it ever gets this far at all, the odds are stacked against us. But I know I'll never fall, 'cause you stand so strong. You stand so strong in my heart. We belong together. We're a million miles apart. For you got that way. You got a way of making everything alright. You got that way. You got a way of waltzing in and changing my whole life. Can't you see you've changed my life? 'Cause you got that way. I know I was stubborn, just a woman looking for the man of her dreams. But you're all that. Oh, you're all that and more to me. You got that way. You got a way of making everything alright. You got that way. You got a way of waltzing in and changing my whole life. Can't you see you changed my life? 'Cause you got it. You got it. You got that way. Thank you so much. How about this band? This is our first time all playing together, so give them a round of applause. They're killing it. That being said, we're doing this next one acoustic. Sorry, guys. All the songs I'm playing tonight are from a record that I made here in Nashville. It's not out yet, but it is here tonight. It's called Liz Longley. I couldn't think of anything different. And this song is the only one that's not on that record. This is an older one called not You've Got That Way. That was the last one. When You've Got Trouble. You've been kicking in your sleep, tossing and turning relentlessly, and I know you'd be lying if you told me you were fine. And you've been screaming in your head, swallowing the words that I know you would have said if you would just breathe. Oh, my heart is tangled all around you. When you've got trouble, I've got trouble too. Oh, my life is arm in arm with you. When you've got trouble, I've got trouble too. So what do you need? I'll kiss you awake when you've had a bad trouble, I've got trouble too. You and I live like the tree and the vine. Oh, my darling, we're so delicately intertwined. I'll ease your pain 'cause you've eased mine. Oh, my heart, it's tangled all around you. When you've got trouble, I've got trouble too. Oh, my life is arm in arm with you. When you got trouble, I've got trouble too. Thank you, Johnny Duke on slide guitar. We've got one more for you. Thank you all so much for being such an incredible audience. My name's Liz Longley, and I'm so glad to be here. I'm going to leave you with my crazy ex-girlfriend song. I'm the crazy ex-girlfriend in this song, so don't judge me. It's a song about cars and a whole lot more. It's called Camaro. I'm like his red-hot vintage Camaro. For years I was the only thing he had. We've got 200,000 miles of memories, kissing at stoplights and making love in the back. You come around all brand new. He likes your style and the way you move. You want to replace me, think you'll erase me, but love ain't something you can just undo. His fingerprints all over me. Still feels that rush when he looks at me. He's holding on to you, but he can't let go of me. You're just his shiny new thing, yeah. Shiny new thing, yeah. I put the story in his history. You're just a sentence on a page. Lately he's trying to resist me, because he knows one touch and I'll never turn away. His fingerprints all over me. Still feels that rush when he looks at me. He's holding on to you, but he can't let go of me. You're just his shiny new thing. I still love you, and you know I do. Nothing ever compares to you, 'cause you're my classic. I've got to have it. My first true love, the one I always dreamed of. Yeah, you're in my heart, I take you where I go. Oh, you're my red hot vintage camaro. Thank you all so much. My name's Liz Longley. Thank you to these amazing players, and we'll see you later.
Woo! Liz Longley. Wow. Mighty fine. Liz Longley, everybody. Man, that was great, Liz. That was wonderful. Thank you. Oh, gosh, what have we got here? Hey, folks, do any of you out in the audience by any chance have a smartphone, an iPhone or a Android? An Android. No, I'm not talking about Keith Bilbrey. I'm talking about the phone. Does anybody have a smartphone? Anyway, I'll tell you what. The reason why I'm asking, hear this right here? That's friend of the show, a guy who's been here a couple of times, Daniel Romano. Remember Daniel? And his folks come down every once in a while. Yeah. All the way from Canada, Daniel will come down here and play. But you can listen to him on our Music City Roots app, which is free of charge. You just go to the App Store, find the app, and you know what? You can hear Music City Roots 24/7 on this free app. And you know what? What if we throw in something else into the deal? What if we throw in, when you show them the app back there at the merchandise table, a 50% discount on any item on that table? Would you like that? Does that sound fair?
Yeah.
All right, well, check it out then. Get that Music City Roots app.
Yeah.
It's the king and queen of all the music apps out there. Speaking of the king and queen...
You ever, look at the copy that they've written for you?
Yeah.
Oh, I just wondered.
Anyway.
Because this says 50% off on all CDs.
Well,
but you've given it away on everything.
That's right. I want to make the thing even a bigger, broader gift to everybody. Not just the CDs, folks.
What a generous
everything.
Fellow. What a generous fellow.
Anyway, speaking of a generous guy, here's
Amazing.
Mr. Keith Bilbrey.
Well, thank you, Jim.
Turn it back over to you. Pass the baton.
I'm a little distracted because Suzy Bogguss is sitting over there, but I'm going to focus here. We always ask that you support our sponsors because they support us. They allow us to do our thing and bring you music in fresh and innovative ways, which is why we're so proud to have Nissan as one of our sponsors. Innovation's what Nissan's all about. Not only does Nissan support Music City Roots, they support a variety of other artistic endeavors throughout our community. As Music City Roots continues to shake things up in the world of music, well, Nissan's doing the very same thing in the automotive world. Have you seen that sexy new design they unveiled on the Murano? Good stuff. I think Myra's going to get her one of those. Not to mention the all-new Altima, Pathfinder, and Sentra, and Nissan's new hatchback, the Versa Note. With their North American headquarters right here in Middle Tennessee, when Nissan says they're Nashville proud, well, it shows. Not only are their vehicles innovative, their relationship with this great city grows deeper every day. Friend Nissan on Facebook, show your support. We're thankful for their support, not only of our show, but art, sports, and local culture all over town. Nissan, innovation that excites. And now we're going over to the chat room. By the way, the folks in the audience are reading programs and office equipment provided by Digitech. If you need copies, printers, or serious office machinery, you can find them at digitechllc.com. Now over to the Griffin Technology chat room. Griffin Technology, one of the world's foremost creators of accessories for home, mobile, and personal technology. They're all about communication. And so is our friend Craig Haverhurst.
Here we are. And folks say, hey, it's Suzy Bogguss. How lucky are we? Here she is.
How's it going?
Her flight was delayed in February. It just got in this morning. And
It's been a long wait.
He's so glad to have you back.
Thank
you did a beautiful set of folk songs last time you were here, and the current record is a bit of a conceptual project, Merle Haggard songs,
Yes.
called Lucky. And one of the things I wanted to ask you is, as you've toured with this record, what have your fans said to you about Merle Haggard to you after shows? I mean, he must mean a lot to the people that.
You know, it's different. I mean, because some of the folks have got kind of a conception of what they think he is. And then when they hear some of the songs they haven't ever heard before, you know, they kind of have this iconic version of who Merle is. You know, it's Okie from Muskogee or whatever. Right. And a lot of people don't even understand that part of him, you know, because it's not like he writes every single song that something that he lived.
Right.
And so it's been kind of a wild. And young people a lot of times really have kind of just a small idea who it is. And then when I'm singing these beautiful ballads and stuff, they're like, oh, what do you mean he wrote that one too? You know, I'm like, well, yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So in a way, do you get to sort of feel like I'm, you know, kind of evangelizing for and educating people about somebody who's a hero of yours?
You know, when I first started out, and I did Somewhere Between, and I did Someday Soon, and I felt like I was kind of like Linda Ronstadt was when she was doing Hank Williams and Emmy Lou doing Hazel Dickens and stuff. It's like I wanted to make sure that people were aware that these people wrote these amazing songs that are timeless and they're still out there. And all of these Merle songs are killer for a girl to sing just as well as a guy, you know? And I didn't really start it out that way. I mean, I started out just to make a record because it was time for me to make a record. And it sort of turned into a project where I just got so caught up in learning Merle's songs that it was like, well, I have to do this now, and then I can go on and write some songs later. But right now I have to do this because I'm passionate about it.
Yeah. I saw a video of you performing with him in about 1990 when that record,
When I was
first
11.
record came out. What was the circumstance? How did it wind up that you guys would duet? It was probably on TNN or something. But what did you get to work with him a little bit?
I did. I got to do some shows with him, which was fantastic. In fact, I did a show with him right when I was first opening. I was opening for him and doing Outbound Plane, and it was before the record had released, the Aces album. Right. And he came out to me and asked me where I got that song, and he was like, I want that song.
Oh, wow.
And I said, you can't have it, I need it.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was kind of cool. And this the TV thing that's online was from Hot Country Nights. It was a show out in LA that happened in the 90s, and we're keeping it there.
Okay, right. You've done a few other records that let you have a rich life beyond radio. You did a swing record and a folk songbook record in the last 10 years. Talk about, you know, how you get to approach the records that you make, because sky's the limit. I mean. Well,
I'm pretty liberated.
Yeah.
You know, after I left Capitol, I just started kind of doing whatever project caught my gut reaction, and just started kind of going from one thing to another. I worked with Ray Benson because I had used to open for him years ago before I came to Nashville.
Right.
And I love collaborating. And I have a band that I carry on the road with me that we've gotten more and more acoustic. And so the last few projects have been very acoustic oriented. So.
Yeah, you know, I went back and listened to Somewhere Between today, and I was so struck by how spacious the sonics were, how light the touch was. Records today just kind of try to pin you to the wall. Yeah. And you all that whole record just had such freedom and breezy quality, and it was great. Plus a showcase for your voice. You really get to sing. The voice was so front and center.
Yeah, and these guys, you know, they know me, and they know, you know, when we're working through something. You know, we do it at my house. We make the records at my house.
No kidding, wow.
So it makes it really simple, and we just, you know, like if something's kind of, you know, like we're not positive of it, we just go down and, you know, eat some soup and talk about it a little bit, and then go back up and say, I think this would, you know, and everybody kind of has their own bits that they interject into the arrangements and stuff.
Right. Well, we're going to hear some of those songs a little bit later, and
Yay.
Great to have you here. Suzy Bogguss, back at Music City Roots.
Thanks a lot.
Thanks so much. Allie Sutton, you look beautiful tonight. That's a gorgeous white dress for those of you on the radio, unfortunate enough to be listening and not seeing. But there's Allie Sutton. Good evening.
Good evening, everybody. Now it's time for a word from our sponsor, Eddy Chili. Kick it off, Jake.
When I get home from work, I grab me a can, I pull the tab and let the fun begin. It'll be more fun if you invite your friend.
The Eddy chili. It's good for your heart, it's good for your soul. It's good in a can and better in a bowl. It tastes so good, I'm about to lose control. The Eddy chili. So get a little chili on your shirt and hands. Girls love guys with the Eddy cans. It's waiting for y'all right now at the grocery store. Take a date.
It's better than your mama's recipe. Give her a bite and she'll agree. Dinner time won't be the same anymore.
The Eddy chili. Good job, Jake. Thank you, guys. And now let's get back to the show with Mr. Jim Lauderdale.
Well, thank you, Allie Sutton. Folks, up now is a young singer and songwriter from East Tennessee whose influences cover a century of American music. From country blues on 78 RPM records to the folk revival to today's pop, the fusion that results is intelligent, beguiling, and deeply soulful. We're excited to introduce Amethyst Kiah.
All right. Thank you. That was a wonderful introduction. I really appreciate that, Jim. So this first one is one that I wrote a few years ago, and it's about the apocalypse. So I was thinking about it one day and decided to write a song about it. This one's called Myth. Oh, can you tell me where we go? And will it be like where we've been? Well, I won't see you again. said we'll become a myth. Oh, yeah. Thank you. Thank you so much. I was using my phone to tune, not to text, just so everybody knows. I lost my other tuner. I got to buy a new one. So I guess what I really love and value about Southern American music, which is what I studied at East Tennessee State University in Johnson City, is the fact that it is such a mix. It's such an intercultural mix of what everybody, all of the people that came voluntarily and involuntarily brought their folk ways and their music and shared it with one another in lots of interesting circumstances. But I just think it's the music that's come out of the South that's really influenced all the musics that are popular in America today. It's really great to learn about it and sing about it and sing it, and yeah, I don't know, it's just a great thing. So it means a lot to be here and share my music with you all tonight. So thank you. So this one is a traditional tune that I sort of kind of messed around with a little bit. I wanted to have some fun vocally with it. So this one is about a woman that plays banjo and has a gun and makes moonshine. So this one's called Darling Corey. Dig a hole in the meadow, dig a hole in the cocoa ground. Dig a hole in the meadow. We're gonna lay Darling Corey down. Wake up, Darling Corey, what makes you sleep so sound? The revenue officer's coming, gonna tear your still house down. Well, the first time I saw Darling Corey, she was sitting on the banks of the sea. 44 wrapped around her body and a banjo on her knee. Dig a hole in the meadow, dig a hole in the cocoa ground. Dig a hole in the meadow. Go away, Darling Corey, quit hanging around my bed. The liquor has ruined my body. Pretty woman gone to my head. Dig a hole in the meadow, dig a hole in the cocoa ground. Dig a hole in the meadow. We're gonna lay Darling Corey down. Can you hear them bluebirds singing? Can you hear that mournful sound? Preaching Corey's funeral, it's a lonesome graveyard ground. Dig a hole in the meadow, dig a hole in the cocoa ground. Dig a hole in the meadow. We're gonna lay darling Corey down. We're gonna lay darling Corey down. We're gonna lay darling Corey down. Ooh, we're gonna lay darling Corey down. We're gonna lay darling Corey down. Thank you. Thank you. We've got some CDs for sale back in the back if you guys are interested in taking me home with you after the show. I can't come with you because I have to go back to Johnson City, so I have to take a CD instead. I'd like to give it up for Susan Bogguss, right? Suzy Bogguss. That was phenomenal. It was really good. And we've got awesome music coming up, of course, as you heard earlier. So I'm looking forward to the rest of the show. It's been a pleasure to be here. And so this is my last one. It's another one that I wrote. It's on the CD that's back there. I seem to write a lot of my songs in minor keys. I'm sure there's some reason for that, I'm sure, but I'll have to think about it some more. But this one is about trying to find yourself. It's sort of based off the idea of like the old log cabin home, but I sort of made it a little more, slightly more dramatic, melodramatic, if you will. It's called Doomed to Roam. My home was built where the creek don't rise. I ain't been there for a while. I said my sails and followed the wind. I left my mountain home, never to return again. The sweet smell of pine walked in at my door. Do the wolves still howl at night? Will I hear them anymore? And I left behind the place that I called home. Am I doomed to forever roam? I called my mom and dad from a gallow desert land. I told them things were going well, but they knew it was a lie. They said the dogwoods came and the bear cubs were out to play. I can still recall Used to wanna be like him, but can't stand to be alone. I left behind a place that I call home. Am I doomed to forever roam? The sweet smell of pine walking at my door. Do the wolves still howl at night? Will I hear them anymore? And I left behind a place that I called home. Am I doomed? Am I doomed? Am I doomed to forever roam? Thank you. Thanks so much. I appreciate it.
Amethyst Kiah. That was so great. Thank you. Thank you so much. Just fantastic. Amethyst Kiah. I got to meet Amethyst and hear her for the first time at Bristol Rhythm and Roots a while back, and she's really something. You know, folks, I've got an announcement to make. I finally got a different rug from Kirkland's. I thought this was, this would have been good enough. This was
microphone
fantastic.
rug, yes.
You know, the different uses I get at the mic stand, the caveman outfit, the Superman cape, the bullfighter, thing. But anyway, I did get another rug from Kirkland's, and it's just been, I'm a very fortunate guy. And Keith, when I stand on this rug, I feel like I'm standing on a cloud. Now, when I stand on yours, I'm not to take anything away from yours. It's great. It's very comfortable.
Yeah.
They say easy on the eyes. Well, it's easy on the feet.
Yeah, it's nice.
But this one, I could just roll around in it. It just feels so comfortable. I could just what's that? Wait a minute. What's that?
This is my new chair from Kirkland's. It's a mighty fine one, too.
Yeah, it looks nice. Great. Well,
I've got stools from Kirkland's.
nice.
Yeah.
Well, look, I'm going to get out of here, Keith. You've one-upped me again.
'Cause there's nowhere to
First
sit?
it's the rug, now it's the chair. There seems to be no end of this
I carry it around with
competition
me.
between us for things from Kirkland's, and I'm sure it will continue.
I'm sure you didn't know. You did the Grammy announcement party the other day out at that one Bradley Park. You didn't notice I was sitting on the front row in that very chair. I just towed it around with me because I enjoy it so much. Just fits right in.
It's funny, Keith. I didn't
I'm
even...
I'm thinking about renting it and put it right down there.
There you go.
You can watch Music
There
City
you go.
Roots from my chair.
That's great, Keith. You win. Keith Bilbrey,
that
everybody. Keith Bilbrey and his chair.
Well, folks, there's hope. You have a chance to win your very own chair and a $1,000 shopping spree in Kirkland's Dream Room giveaway. All you got to do is sign up at, listen closely, www.kirklands.com/roots. Now, for our live audience, the MCR interns are not taking up a collection. They're passing out some sign-up sheets. No excuse. Fill one out. Sign up with your smartphone right now to win a dream room from Kirkland's. It's going to be so exciting, and we're going to do that very soon. You're listening to Music City Roots on Hey, don't get too close to my chair there, okay? Sorry. Spilling crumbs or anything on it. You're listening to Music City Roots on Nashville's Hippie Radio, WHPY, Bellevue, Nashville, 94.5 on your FM dial. And, of course, we're broadcasting live from the big old barn out behind the world-famous Loveless Cafe at the intersection of Highway 100 and the historic Natchez Trace Parkway. For more than 30 years, the Loveless Cafe has been shipping out those delicious preserves and country smoked meats. You can go online and view their catalog at catalog.loveless.com. endlesscafe.com. And guys and gals, we want to remind you that French's Boots is your headquarters this spring for the best deals on Justin boots and more. French's can outfit you from your head to the heel of your classic Justin brand boots or Justin Gypsies for the ladies at the best prices anywhere. Step out in style with our great selection of jeans, shirts, and hats, and let them custom fit you with that pair of Justin Western or Justin Gypsy boots you've always wanted. Downtown on 2nd Avenue, all across Tennessee, just makes good sense to shop at French's. Check out MusicCityBoots.com and click on Justin Brand Boots. Craig, you think Suzy would mind if I just sat here in my chair and watched her perform? I may move it down front.
You're taking liberties there, Keith.
I know,
Bilbrey.
but
I know you know her back going a long way.
Oh, yeah, and I love Suzy Bogguss.
Got to treat her just like every other performer here at Music City
like
Roots,
like
right?
I would Liz Longley, right?
Right.
Oh, okay.
Which
I
means
got it.
standing ovation.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
Liz Longley got a standing ovation at Music City Roots, and here she is.
Thank you.
So glad to have you. God, that's great. Heard your name around town. You've been here a couple, 3 years, you said.
Not even 2.5. Yeah.
2.5 years in Nashville. Originally from Pennsylvania.
Yes.
What was the situation up there? You in one of the cities, in rural town? Where were you?
A rural town outside of Philadelphia.
Okay.
Yeah. And then I moved to Boston, and that's where I feel like I grew up musically. I was there for 5 years before I moved here.
Were you one of those people that was trying to figure out how to sing from the age of, yay?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I started writing songs, very melodramatic songs, at the age of 14.
Okay.
Yes.
Got to start. I always like to ask people, there's certain touchstones that every artist has, inspirations, but sometimes they usually will have one that is not on the big hit parade of your Joni Mitchells and the ones we'd all know. But is there anybody who's kind of like uniquely special to you who you thought gave you your extra kind of, your secret weapon kind of inspiration?
Well, you mentioned Joni, who is my number one, but
Sure.
I love the Weepies. Have you heard of the Weepies?
Say again?
The Weepies.
The Weep. It has been a long time. That's a cool, yeah.
I love the Weepies. I can't imagine life without them.
I think you also mentioned in your bio, then her name is running out of my head, but that beautiful jazz singer from D.C.
Eva Cassidy.
Eva Cassidy.
My other favorite.
A voice for the ages who was more famous after she passed away,
Yeah.
I think, in some quarters. But
Yeah.
So as you put all these influences together and you went to Boston, you went to a music school there, big decision to go to music school. What was behind that?
Well, I only applied to one college because I knew I wanted to be a songwriting major, and Berkeley had a great program, so I applied to there, and I got in, and I went, and I loved every second of it.
Can you describe a little bit about the approach? I mean, it's hard to imagine everybody sitting in rows in a classroom with their guitars, but for those who've I've never been to Berkeley. I've heard about it. I associate it with jazz a lot. I know a lot of guitar players and instrumentalists who've been there. But what's the experience like for a
Well,
songwriter?
the cool thing about Berkeley these days is it's more than just a jazz college. It's got a lot to offer, and I love the jazz program, but there's also the classical stuff and the bluegrass stuff and the country and the pop. But as a songwriting major, every week we had a different assignment, and it was like, write a song with this groove, or write about this, or listen to this song and see how this song moves you. And every week you'd bring it in, and you'd all talk about it in an open environment, and you'd critique it and see what would make it better, and come back the next week with a better version of it, hopefully. Yeah. Maybe a worse version of it.
Got to try before you can.
Exactly.
So, and also then, are there kind of techniques or sort of tricks that you were like, oh, that's clever, man, that's good, and that help open the floodgates or something?
Nothing clever, but a lot of techniques that helped me get myself out of my own way, and also lyric. One of the best lyric teachers ever, Pat Pattison. He has an amazing book called Writing Better Lyrics.
Pat spent a lot of time in Nashville. Yeah.
Yes, and he's just been a huge mentor to me and changed the way I think about writing lyrics.
Right. Now, the music you're playing tonight, you said it's from an upcoming record. Compared to what I listened to from your catalog, tonight it felt like it sort of had a little more, just rocked a little harder, and just a slightly different direction. Fair to say, or what do you think about what's going on?
I think that's my kick butt band.
Yeah, they were kick butt.
But yeah, I guess it does, and it also I took out the slower, sad songs for tonight's event. But yes, it's moving in that direction for sure.
You're 5 or 6 albums into a career that I think has been entirely independent. You manage this thing, all your thing yourself.
Not anymore. I have a manager, but yes.
You do now. Good.
Yes.
What have been the opportunities, challenges, treats, and tough things about just forging ahead as an independent artist?
Well, I tour completely solo, so I'm my own tour bus driver. I'm my own
gear loader in and outer. And so it has its challenges, but it's a good workout, and it's many hours to think on the road about life and life in general. So, but it's all the challenges have been totally worth it. I love every second of it.
Well, you said you've been in Nashville a couple of years and you're enjoying it, and welcome to the community.
Thank you so much.
I know you'll find lots more inspiration here. Well, just can't wait to have you back. So, Liz Longley, everybody, remember that name.
Thanks for having me.
Great stuff. This looks exciting, Jim. There's lots and lots and lots of instruments on stage.
There's lots and lots of instruments up here, and here's the story behind it. He is a songwriter and artist from Atlanta whose powerful voice and songs have touched several genres and achieved hit status in pop and rock. She is a creative composer from New York who works in electronica and soul. They've fused their visions together, and they came to share it here with us tonight at the Loveless. Please welcome Angie Aparo and Mckenzie Eddy.
sweet Lord, can you find me? I know, sweet Lord, the sun is gonna blind me, blind me.
life is a flower.
Life is a gun.
So use your power to choose which one. Oh, sweet Lord, can you find me? I know, sweet Lord, the sun is gonna blind me. Come on. Sail, sail on your holy water. Mama said, don't rest your head on the shoulders of the dead. Don't fear where lovers tread.
Sail, sail on your steady water. Seas may fall, but rivers flow from the love that lies below. Though we don't know where we will go, we'll fly.
Sail, sail on your holy water. Mama said, don't rest your head on the shoulders of the dead. Don't you fear where lovers tread, just cry. Oh, sweet Lord. 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 Sweet Lord. Oh, sweet Lord. I love you. I love you. Thank y'all so much. Hang on, we're gonna get situated here. I gotta grab my fancy stuff.
He's got to grab his maracas.
I got maracas.
It's the only thing that matters, you know?
So I'm Angie Aparo. This is Mckenzie, Eddy.
Hello.
This is a crazy, amazing people we found in Atlanta who were fun. And these are songs off our record that's coming out in a few months. This is called A Garden in the City. Give me a key real quick. Yesterday, got it. Yesterday I saw a raindrop fell on a fruit tree in an old pot. It began in a cloud that darkened the day, but the fruit tree couldn't bloom without rain. There's a garden of glory and pain. Fruit tree, it rained all summer. It told me the raindrops outnumbered the harvest you lost, but the river can wash away all your beautiful days. There's a garden of glory and pain.
Angie, thank y'all so much. So I brought my bike bell. Sort of a ring. It's sort of like the worst engagement ring you could have, pretty much. Or the best. You could hear her coming. Like. So we'll do Magnolia. This is a song called Magnolia. It was written for a dear friend of ours that passed away. Hang on, give me a key. Hey, 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 la, 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 la. Hey, 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 la, 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 la. I got a whole lot of midnight
without you.
I got a whole lot of ain't right
without you.
I got a whole lot of songs, they all sound wrong without you. Ooh, 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 you're my baby. Ooh, 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 it makes me crazy. Ooh, 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 I wanna hold ya. 'Cause your love is like a sweet magnolia. You find trouble down the road.
Hurry back to me.
Mama loves you, don't you know?
You're still my honeybee.
Oh,
Something's hanging on the breeze. Summertime,
no, it ain't complete if I ain't got you here with me. Bring back my sweet magnolia. Hey, 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 la, 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 la. Hey, 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 la, 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 la.
the road.
Hurry back to me.
Mama loves you, don't you know?
You're still my honeybee.
Ah,
Something's hanging on the breeze. Something's time it ain't complete. If I ain't got you here with me, bring back my sweet magnolia. Hey, 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 la 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 la. Hey, 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 la 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 la. Hey, 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 la 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 la, la la la. Hey, 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 la 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 la. I got a whole lot of midnight without you. A whole lot of midnight without you.
Thank y'all. Your life is a flower.
Thank you.
Life is a gun. Thank y'all so much. Thank you, Jim.
Oh, yeah. Let's hear it, folks. Let's give it up for Angie Aparo and Mckenzie Eddy.
Thank y'all.
Wow. Let's hear it again. Angie Aparo and Mckenzie Eddy. So great. Gosh. Wow. It's wonderful, you guys. You know, Keith, I really do, you know, all kidding aside, I know you and I kid a lot. I know you insult me a lot and put me down a lot and throw me under the bus a whole lot. But I really do like that chair. And do you think I could enter the room giveaway? Could I be part of that too?
Well,
I mean,
we've been through this before, Jim. You work here. I mean, you just can't do
yeah,
it.
I know, but maybe I'd quit if they'd let me enter the room giveaway.
Well, you
I
remember
mean-
how you wanted your cousin Tim to enter? You remember
Yeah,
that?
that's right, my identical cousin.
Yes.
Yeah,
Well,
I remember that.
The
Yeah,
MCR family is not eligible.
I see.
You can't enter your dog, or your cat, or your cousin Tim. Okay?
Okay.
But folks in the audience, you can sign up at kirklands.com/roots for your chance to win the Dream Room giveaway. I am so sorry that you...
Can I just sit in it, please? Gosh,
He didn't even wait for an answer. He just plopped his...
I feel like I'm sitting in a pool of Lux liquid. I mean, this is very comfortable.
Lux
I
Liquid?
think that went over everybody's head.
Who
but it's-
sits in a
to
pool
me,
of
I
Lux
get it.
Liquid?
I get it. You know the stuff you used to soak your fingers in, the commercial about the dishwashing
that's Palmolive.
stuff. No, it was Lux. Anyway, Keith. Anyway, congratulations. I
Yeah.
love the chair.
Nice chair.
You're a great guy.
Just as long
And,
as you're out of it
hey,
by
I'm
the
happy
time
for
Suzy
you.
Bogguss comes on. That's all I care about. Well, it seems like every day there's another news story about identity theft. How can you protect yourself? Well, a preferred checking account from Ascend Federal Credit Union can help. They'll do the trick. This account offers card monitoring service, identity fraud support, and up to $5,000 in identity theft insurance. Preferred checking from Ascend is packed with additional features, including accidental death and dismemberment insurance, purchase protection, and extended warranty, cash savings, rebate awards. This account earns dividends, and there is no minimum balance requirements and no per-check charges. You can get all these features for just a small monthly fee. Visit your nearest Ascend Financial Center and ask for preferred checking, or call 800-342-3086 to learn more. Experience personal financial service that aims higher. Ascend Federal Credit Union, raising possibilities. Ascend is federally insured by the NCUA. Membership is limited. And if you don't have credit union membership available at your work, you can join by joining the Nature Conservancy. Just ask for details at your local Ascend office. The Nature Conservancy protects nature not only for its own sake, but also because nature sustains our health and our way of life. The trees that clean our air, the rivers that supply our drinking water, and so much more. Visit nature.org/Tennessee to learn more about what the Nature Conservancy is doing for you and for nature here and around the world. Now it's time to go back to Craig in the chat room, sponsored by Griffin Technology, making it easier for you to connect to play. How about it, Craig?
We'll be taking questions from the audience about the last act. No, I'm kidding. Angie Aparo Mckenzie, Eddy, say thanks one more time. Make them welcome. Angie, the last time I listened to your music and saw your thing was when I was at the newspaper, early 2000s, and you were making some great rock and roll and soul music kind of out of Atlanta, and had a major record deal, and looked a little different. Your beard was only a little tiny wee thing compared to now.
Very little hair.
And so there's got to be a lot of journey between then and this. So I guess by way of setting this up, well, how would you set it up? You're in a stage now where you're just kind of trying a lot of different stuff, because you've got a kind of a rock opera thing in the works, and I don't know if this is the same thing, but where were you in your career that said, I'm going to pull together a string quartet and a giant drummer and Mckenzie and a cow and a bicycle bell?
Did you say a giant drummer?
A giant drum, a drummer of giant drums.
Because he actually is a giant. He's really tall. But no, I made a record called The American in 2000. It was on Arista and came out, and I toured it. And then I had a string of indie records and was writing in Nashville for Faith and Tim and that. And then in the last year or so, I was working on this other rock opera project, and it's a big thing. So I just, I was like, I want to do something else quick, and put something out. And me and Mckenzie had written actually something for Tim that he passed on, McGraw that he passed on, but it was a duet thing. And we cut it, demoed it as her and I singing, and I was kind of knocked out by it. So I approached her, and now we're here.
And before we continue down that road, you had spent time in Nashville, you'd recorded here, you had written hits for Faith and Tim McGraw, but you never really did the country music path, did you?
No, I'm not a country artist per se, but I was just here writing and doing that thing, and met it's an amazing town for songwriters, obviously, and met a lot of great people, and just sort of was making a living that way while I performed kind of my indie records and toured the country.
Had you been sort of plying the way between Atlanta and Nashville and seeing a kind of way to make both? Did both you feed off both places, I guess is the question.
Yeah, I was going back and forth every week, and and while I was touring too. So. And
Mckenzie, how did you meet this gentleman? What's the origins of this project from your point of view?
I grew up on Hilton Head Island, and I was coming back down on a trip from New York and was asking friends who was doing stuff on Hilton Head that was cool. So I went and I ended up sitting in with some people, and Angie was in the audience, and we met that night and talked, and then kind of fostered a relationship over the period of like a year, and then decided to write this record. So it's cool.
And what had your musical world been in New York? Why'd you go there? And
I ended up running a hip hop label.
Of course.
Yeah.
The things that happen to
Yeah.
people.
So yeah, that's what happened. I ended up working for Damon Dash, who started Rockefeller Records with Jay-Z.
Oh yeah.
And I was running a hip hop label.
Well, what parts of your musical sensibility and your interests threaded you to that point, though?
I grew up listening to everything, so hip hop and country, and I think hip hop and country have a lot of interesting ties, actually.
They do now.
Yeah, they do. And I don't know. That was kind of.
It's crazy. When one of the first times I went to hang out with her, she lives in Charleston now.
Yeah.
I was like, she had a little record player, in the house, and I was like, "What do you have to play?" And she was like, "Well, I have Carole King," and I was like, "I love this girl."
Okay.
So she put on an old Carole King record, and that was kind of when we were developing.
Well, then talk about the development, because you've got to figure out, trust each other. You've got to start writing. Somebody may be doing a lyric here. But then there's also this elaborate orchestration and all the parts. So talk about the imaginative process that you all went on.
I think the orchestration came later. The idea for the record, just where we wanted to put it, came first. And I don't know if you can speak on that better than I can, but.
Yeah, we did. It was really kind of. In our personal lives, we were in a place where we just kind of wanted to make a record for God. Honestly.
Okay.
We wanted to make something larger than ourselves. And that's why I love the big ensemble. It is sort of like we're just a part of something. It's not like, look at the lead singers or, we just wanted to make something glorious.
Well, I could tell you are thinking about everything that's going on, trying to keep your eyes scanning and like making sure, because it's a lot to keep together. There's nobody up there specifically conducting, which can help when you've got strings over here and horns over here. And just, is it a new experience for you? Like literally coordinating and kind of conducting a group this big?
Yeah, it's been sort of a nightmare, but as of tonight, it's been great. No, it is different. It's very, odd. Like how can you hear in the room and they're over there and their instruments are very soft, and so it's been interesting. But they're amazing players, so we have that. We're blessed for that.
How many times have you done this?
This is our second show.
Really?
Yeah.
That's great.
We've had 3 rehearsals. We played last night in Atlanta, and this is our second show. Thank you.
That's awesome. Is the record recorded? Is the material on tape now so that you can reference it and work to it?
We've cut about half of it. We actually got the privilege of working with the University of South Carolina's orchestra.
Okay.
They cut about 5 tracks for us, and we still have another 5, 6 to write.
All right.
So.
And Mckenzie, is this new to you? With strings?
Of course.
Big natural sounds.
Yeah,
and
I'm not that
orchestral
cool.
stuff?
I'm not this cool.
And I saw you say in an interview that he was kind of kicking your butt in terms of preparation and that it was involved.
yeah.
Maybe the word we used was most involved thing I've ever been in.
Oh no, it's the most artistically rigorous thing I've ever been a part of. But it's beautiful. It's been amazing.
Any thoughts? What have you talked about in terms of once it's out, how it'll be packaged and presented, and then what you will do with it live?
Wow.
You can commit right now.
It's it actually is part of we're calling it a folk opera. So
Okay.
there's a kind of a book that's going to go with it, and there's 2 actors that we're taking out that will kind of unfold this thing.
I see.
It's a story.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
so there's a storyline.
There's a storyline, yeah, about this
right.
boy Jonathan who lost everything, and he was a world. It's a fable, but he was a world famous comic, and his parents died, and he lost his sense of humor. And when he was a child, he remembered eating these tangerines on this tree, and he thought that's what made him funny. But when his mother died, the tree stopped bearing fruit.
Oh, there's this song we heard. Okay.
Yeah. So he the story is him trying to regain it, but he realizes that that his blessing was always in him.
Yeah,
It's going to be interesting. It's like a 9 or 10 song record with an overture that the string and horn guys will play. And,
I see.
And these two actors will hopefully. I'm committing.
Okay. All right. Well, so I'm picturing this a year from now, some amphitheater by the sea in South Carolina with an orchestra and the stars and a whole experience.
I love you.
Okay. We're there. All right, Angie Aparo Mckenzie, Eddy, thank you for sharing this with us. This is exciting to be in on the ground floor. Thanks, guys. Jim Lauderdale.
All right. The West Coast has a huge role in the history of country music. Even the metropolis of Los Angeles, where in the years past, Graham Parsons, the Desert Rose Band, Dwight Yoakam, and many others built careers. Well, our next guest loves classic country music, and he's keeping that flame lit in the City of Angels. His original songs and laid-back style are leading to some very exciting buzz. Folks, here's Sam Outlaw.
Thank you, Jim. We're going to play some country songs for you now. This tune is called It Might Kill Me. 1, 2, 1. These are rain days, darkest clouds. Since she went away, the rain came down. They said don't complain about the wind and the weather. Take it one day at a time. And if it don't kill you, it just makes you better. It might kill me. It might. That's right. Little Telecaster now. Pedal steel maybe too. These are rain days, darkest nights. Since I let go out of fight, they said don't complain about the wind and the weather. Just try to get her off your mind. And if it don't kill you, it just makes you better. But it might kill me. It might kill me. It might kill me. It might. They said don't complain about the wind and the weather, 'cause you'll have better luck next time. And if it don't kill you, it just makes you better. It might kill me. It might kill me. It might kill me. It might. Thank you so much. How you folks doing tonight? Well, we're doing good too. As Jim mentioned, as you probably can tell from my outfit, we are from Los Angeles, California. Tell you what, you guys got a good thing going out here in Nashville. I'm here for a few days, and the thought of trying to go home just seems a little crazy. But it's a real pleasure to be here playing for you. These bands tonight have been fantastic. I was nervous as hell back there trying to think about how I'm gonna come up here and follow that stuff, but we're gonna do it anyway. So one of my favorite things about country music is ballads and pedal steel. This next tune starts with pedal steel, if that's all right with you. And it's called Diamond Ring.
Dancing, you got me drunk. You kissed me, oh, I remember. I was a man needing a woman's touch, and that's all that I claim to be. And now you got questions. Come the tears. You want my heart to surrender. I see no courage in ending life here. No, I see no reason at all. I see no so pretty, you look like hell. You kissed me, oh, I remember. Coupled with whiskey from a bottomless well, I must have been quite a show. You want me only forever. I see no wisdom in drawing death near. No, I see no reason at all. And I see no diamond ring on your finger. I see no diamond ring on you at all. I see no diamond ring on your finger. And I see no diamond ring on you at all. So can you forgive me when I put in trust in someone who thinks I'm so special? I'm just a man needing a woman's touch, and someday you'll see me again.
Thank you so much. Let's hear it for this band. Well, I couldn't afford plane tickets for everybody from the LA group, but I also couldn't afford to not bring my singer, Miss Molly J, right here. I also couldn't afford to not bring my pedal steel player. That's Jeremy Long right there. Tell you what, I know out here you can walk in any bar and probably find one of the greatest pedal steel players of all time, but in Los Angeles, it's not easy to do. So we brought Jeremy with us. Filling out the band, we got Dan Seymour here on the bass. We got Justin Amaral on the drum kit. We got the great Derek Pell here on fiddle. And that's Ben DeBerry on the Telecaster. Feel real lucky to have these guys up here with me. We've been trading letters now forever, and I've been on this job for much too long. One of these days I'm gonna get paid, then I'll finally bring a little money home. And now I'm not so sure I should have left you, 'cause now I'm not so sure you want me back. And even though we trade these letters, and each one makes me feel a bit better, there's something I would want to say instead. I wish that I could send you a country love song. I wish that I could tell you I'm coming home. So if I write a song, I'll send it to take your broken heart and mend it. And if you still love, please sing along. It wouldn't be a stretch to say I need you. It wouldn't be a lie to say I feel weak. But it would sound a whole lot truer if I could only sing it to you. Words can only speak so much, it seems. I wish that I could send you a country love song. I wish that I could tell you I'm coming home. So if I write a song, I'll send it to take your broken heart and mend it. And if you still love, please sing along. And when I close my eyes, well, I can almost hear you singing me a country love song, singing to me like you used to before I went away, before I left your side. Tell me that you want me back now, and I'll be alright. I wish that I could send you a country love song. I wish that I could tell you I'm coming home. So if I write a song, I'll send it to take your broken heart and mend it. If you still love, please sing along. And if you still love, please sing along. Once again, that's Molly J singing with me there. Well, you guys have been great. I really do want to thank Jim for hosting this. I tell you what, I don't think you guys, maybe you do know how lucky you are to have something like this on a weekly basis, but this is really special. This is really special. And, you know, it's funny, playing country music out in Los Angeles, usually the first 10 or 15 minutes is just spent kind of trying to get people to uncross their arms and loosen up a bit and hopefully enjoy themselves. So it's a real pleasure to play here for you guys here in Nashville. Thank you so much. And I've heard that out here, pedal steel is still included in some country songs. So we're going to honor that with a little more pedal steel. This next song is called Kind to Me. And Jeremy Long kicks it off and it goes, 1, 2,
couldn't look any cooler in that summer dress. You couldn't move any smoother through that Texas two-step. You couldn't be any neater in this barroom mess. But when I tried walking over, couldn't act less impressed. Darling, you could be just a little more kind to me. 'Cause I tried to test you with a smile you pretend you don't see. Come on, give me a chance. Come on and give me one dance. Darling, you could be just a little more kind to me. Could have dressed a little nicer, brushed my favorite hat. I could have sipped Budweiser, I shot Maker's Mark instead. I could have said something cleaner than what I said. I guess I'm no Alan Jackson, but couldn't you and I pretend? Darling, you could be just a little more kind to me. 'Cause I tried to test you with a smile you pretend you don't see. Come on, give me a chance. Come on and give me one dance. Darling, you could be just a little more kind to me. If I see you here next time, I'm gonna give it one more try. 'Cause it could be I like a little hard to get. You couldn't be more just my style. You couldn't be more worth my while. So could you give me just one smile? I think you might like what you get. Come on and give me one dance. Darling, you could be just a little more kind to me. Darling, you could be just a little more kind to me.
Once again, that's Derek Pell on the fiddle. I don't know if this is just a rumor, but have you guys heard that Suzy Bogguss is playing tonight? So that's crazy. She is one of the all-time great country singers. And we are very much looking forward to hearing her. But in the meantime, you guys got to suffer through one more Sam Outlaw tune, if that's okay. Thank you, guys. I will mention that we're going to be back here in September. We just found out today that we've been invited to play Americana Fest, which is really exciting. That's September 16th. So many good bands. I mean, we can't wait. We got to wait a while because September seems like a long ways away. We got one more tune for you. Thank you guys so much. This has been a real treat. This last song is called Keep It Interesting. And it's also in minor key, so... right? That's minor hand.
Well, it feels so good when you're starting out. You just have fun, you're making it up. And you know a few things that'll feel alright, but you got a few more you've been dying to try. Well, we gotta keep it interesting, yeah. We're not gonna leave out anything. You can call it what you want, but don't say it's a sin. 'Cause we're gonna keep it.
Well, it feels so good when you're starting out. You just let it go, you're mixing it up.
But no one stays long in love gone cold. So don't you let that love get old. Yeah, we're gonna keep it interesting. We're not gonna leave out anything. You can call it what you want, but don't say it's a sin. 'Cause we're gonna keep it, yeah, and you know we're gonna make it. 'Cause we're gonna keep it. Cause we're gonna keep it, yeah, and you know we're gonna make it. Cause we're gonna keep it. And it feels so good when you're starting out. You're just getting high, you're living it up. But if you wanna keep that love alive, then we're trying something new tonight. Yeah, we gotta keep it interesting. No, we don't gotta leave out anything. Well, your mommy and your daddy might think it's a sin. We're gonna keep it, yeah, and you know we're gonna make it. 'Cause we're gonna keep it.
Thank you guys so much. Sam Outlaw from Los Angeles, this has been a real treat. Thank you so much, folks. You guys are the best. That was real fun. Thank you.
Sam Outlaw. Guys, that was great. Sam, it's fantastic.
Yeah, thanks so much.
Sam Outlaw, let's hear it for him. Welcome to town. A lot of great things are going to happen for you, man. Yeah, so great. And now, folks, let's turn things over to the man with the chair, the chairman of the board here at Music City Roots, the
Yeah.
guy with the beautiful chair.
Isn't that beautiful?
You know, there was a George Strait song, a hit called The Chair.
The Chair, yeah.
Remember that? And now we've got a hit announcer
Yeah.
with his
I'm
beautiful
getting
chair
my desk
from
made here so I can watch Suzy
Kirkland's.
Bogguss.
Anyway,
That's what
let's
I'm
give it
doing.
up for Mr. Keith Bilbrey, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Well, speaking of Kirkland's, all this season, you can register for Kirkland's Whole Room Giveaway. You know, all you have to do, go to kirklands.com/roots for all the details. And while you're out there on the web, take a look at Star 129 or follow them on Facebook or Pinterest. you'll see why the patented Star 129 diamond is quickly becoming known as Nashville's brightest star. I noticed a side-by-side comparison they posted yesterday with a nationally advertised branded diamond from one of the big mall stores, and the difference was stunning. You can see it with your naked eye. Star 129 has an office right in the heart of New York's Diamond District, but you can see the amazing Star 129 diamond right here in Nashville at Forster's Diamond Outlet on Hickory Hollow Parkway. We're very proud of the work Bob and Helen Forster have done to fight for integrity in their industry, and of Demetria Kalodimos at my old TV alma mater WSMV Channel 4 for running a story about it recently. It was a great series. And so go see him. Seeing is believing. Star129.com, Nashville's brightest star. Now let's go back over to the Griffin Technology chat room. Craig, who have you got for us?
Well, in a minute, we're going to have Sam Outlaw. Molly Jensen's joined me right now. Sam's putting his pedal away. He's coming. Say hi to Molly. That was a great set. Molly, oh, I got to give her a microphone. Here you go.
I'm just a place filler right now.
Not at all. Yeah, so you were just telling me you've been working with Sam since like mid-2000s, like 04, or at least known him since then.
Right
hey,
from
Sam
the very
Outlaw.
beginning.
How you doing?
Pull up a chair there, man.
Yeah. How you guys doing?
Well, she can finish the story. You
Yeah,
gotta
Molly's got this. She's got this.
I tend to ramble, though.
That's good.
Take your time.
We started working right from the very beginning when he first started writing songs, and he called me.
I'll take this. Molly was one of the first people that ever believed in my songs, really encouraged me to try to play them in front of people. So
Yeah.
that's what Molly did.
Well, y'all have got it going on together. That's some killer vocals. Los Angeles. I liked your line about get them to unfold their arms and relax. And now there's a tradition of country music in LA, but that doesn't mean that everybody in LA likes country music.
That's right.
It's a history we can trace in the books and the Palomino Club and so forth. But talk about the atmosphere and what about it is swimming upstream and what about it swimming downstream.
You know, when I first started playing out a few years ago, we had more and more people thinking that maybe we were doing this ironically or that this was not a real deal, you know? And the last 12 months or so, we have felt a real shift. People are coming to the shows completely pumped, excited. There are other bands popping up that are doing, you know, music in that traditional sort of space. And there's been something happening in the last year or so in LA. Now, I'm not trying to be Dwight Yoakam, but you better believe I look up to him a lot. And,
Sure.
and you know, what he did in Los Angeles, to me, kind of shows me that that's possible. That you can do more or less traditional country music still in LA, and you can do it very sincerely. So there's good stuff happening right now.
Who else has... he's not only made a big career, but he's remained.
He
and
has
that
remained.
doesn't happen to everybody. Sometimes they come to Nashville,
That's
or
right.
or there's a Texas-LA connection, or they pass away and get taken out to the desert.
That's right.
Or various things. But you know, these chapters of. But who would you say are there any kind of mentors or kind of guiding lights right now who might be more senior in that scene?
You know.
Now, not to put you on the spot.
No,
but
no,
it's-
that doesn't put me on the spot. The truth is there's a lot. I tend to not think of this, though, as me trying to do country music in LA. I just think of me trying to write good country songs.
Great.
So my leaders are anyone and everyone that you all probably know and look up to, the real writers and the real talent in country music. So the only country band I really grew up on was Asleep at the Wheel.
Okay.
So every holiday, every road trip, my dad was playing Ray Benson and Asleep at the Wheel. Now, beyond that, I didn't really kind of discover country music until my early 20s. Yeah. But that said, you know, today my idols are still all the good ones. George Jones, obviously Merle Haggard and Buck on the California side, Willie Nelson. All of these people are the ones that I really still look up to. And at the end of the day, I'm just trying to write a good song, whether I'm in LA or Timbuktu.
And you're from South Dakota, North
That's
Dakota?
right.
South Dakota.
Born in South Dakota, yep. Kind of raised in the Midwest, and we moved to San Diego when I was 10. So I pretty much don't feel at home anywhere.
Okay.
Yeah, right.
Have you made, where you are in the recording side of things? I've seen a record that's got your own name on it that's out.
I kind of decided to start taking things seriously, put out a record last year, which led to really putting a great band together, which includes Molly and Jeremy. And
right.
I mean, our players out in LA are just so cool. You know, I've got a lot of songs, and I think the next step is figuring out what to do with them. So
Okay,
part of the reason for coming out to Nashville was really kind of meeting with some different folks, getting to play these songs for people, and I guess figuring out the next step. So we're kind of in that fun stage of having no idea what we're doing, but taking it a day at a time and doing our best.
And Molly, what's your take as somebody who obviously loves country music about how where it finds its place in 21st century America? Because it kind of ain't.
Oh, geez. Well, I'm truthfully from San Diego, and I grew up in Poway, San Diego, which is, all right, woo, we have fans.
There's dozens of us.
And there's a lot of country music at Poway, so I don't know,
The city's slogan is the city in the country. So.
Oh, wow.
A lot of horses. I think there's a strong place for it, and there's a place for older country that is being written, like by Sam, and that is not necessarily replacing the pop country that there is, but just kind of coming up and making its place. That I feel like it's kind of been pushed aside, at least by people our age, at least by younger people who didn't necessarily grow up listening to all of that with it.
Yeah.
And I feel like it's kind of making a new entrance, and it's pretty great.
Y'all played Stagecoach just recently here. What kind of scene? Set the scene for that.
I just got married a few weeks ago, so I want to quickly shout out to my beautiful wife, Andy.
All right.
And she said, look, man, before we go on our honeymoon, like no work stuff, no music stuff, no, I don't want you texting on your phone the whole time. I said, sweetie, obviously, why would I be doing this? Our honeymoon. And the first night of our honeymoon, I get an email, to make a long story short, we'd like you to play Stagecoach. And I said, oh no. So I said, look, we don't have to do this, but we'd have to fly home a day early to play Stagecoach. I will stay out on this honeymoon because I'm having a blast, but if you're if you're on board, we can do it. And she said, yes. Okay. So we spent the last day of our honeymoon playing Stagecoach, which was a blast.
That's pretty elevated.
It
That's
was
pretty
so
nice.
cool. It was so playing for that many people, and really getting to I don't know, just kind of like feel like a rock star for like a day, I guess. Kind of like a rock star for a day, yeah.
All right, hopefully more of that. And there's a great video you got to see. The first song "Friends Don't Let Friends Drink and Fall in Love" is an absolute masterpiece. Must have some. Has really great direction. It never worked with animals or kids, but you work with the kids. Worked out great on this one. So check it out. Folks, thanks for being here. Sam
Thank you,
Outlaw,
Craig. Thanks
Molly
so much,
Jensen.
everyone. Thank you.
We'll see you at Americana.
We will see you in September.
All right.
Oh boy, this chair from Kirkland's is. Oh, Keith! Oh my gosh. Oh. Sorry. Hey, anyway. Okay, cancel, rewind, edit that out. Hey, is everybody still with us out there? You having a great time so far? All right. Well, we're going to wrap things up here tonight at Roots with one of the great voices in country music. Pure and comforting, her sound earned her hits in the 80s and 90s, and ever since she sought her own muses and inspirations, making wonderful records and continuing to delight her fans. Her latest is a project of all Merle Haggard songs called Lucky. And we're lucky to share some of tonight with Suzy Bogguss.
Yay, thank you.
It's not to leave the barroom when it's over. Not feeling any pain at closing time. But tonight your memory found me much too sober. Couldn't drink enough to keep you off my mind. And tonight the bottle let me down. And let your memory come around. The one true friend I thought I found. Let me down. could turn to. And lately I've been turning every day. But the wine don't take effect the way it used to. I'm hurting in an old familiar way. The bottle let me down, and let your memory come around. The one true friend I thought I'd found. Tonight the bottle let me down. All together now. Tonight the bottle let me down, and let your memory come around. The one true friend I thought I'd found. Tonight the bottle let me down. Tonight the bottle let me down. Yeah. Oh man, I have got. Thank you so much. You know, there's something wonderful about knowing that you're singing some great songs no matter what. It kind of makes just takes a little bit of the work out of it, but it's been fantastic singing these songs from a girl's standpoint, you know? Merle's got a soft heart, and you know, he writes a lot of human songs, and there ain't no reason that a girl can't sing them. Can you think of one? I don't think you can. I want to introduce the band to you real quick because this is a great group of guys here. We got Pat Bergeson playing acoustic and harmonica. Chris Scruggs on the steel and guitar tonight. Pete Abbott back on the drums. And my rock here, Mr. Charlie Chadwick on the bass. That's all right. Keith, are you going to play anything from the chair? Okay, good, okay. No, not at all. I just, you know, the fact that your leg is chained to that chair, that's fine. I feel fine about it. Oh man, I grew up on country music. My dad was the big country lover in the beginning, and this song would have fit right into my theory on country music. It was all kind of about, you know. Now he's straight in the front here, folks at home. He's put himself straight in the spit zone, so look out. But I always thought kind of country music was a little bit on the sort of risque side, you know. And there were songs that were a little bit, you know, talking about things that I didn't know about as a kid, you know, divorce and going to the bars and stuff. And this next song would have totally fit in there, except that it came out in the 80s, and I was no longer a child at that point. Let's chase each other around the room tonight. Wedding night, to lock and bolt the door is only right. Let's chase each other around the room tonight. Seems like lately people love to play with fire, and the other games they play just as bad. I'd rather stay at home and feel your burning lips and play the kind of games that make me glad. Oh, let's chase each other around the room tonight. Let's play the games we played on our wedding night. To lock and bolt the door is only right. Let's chase each other around the room tonight. Let's not chase around and make each other weary. Let's leave all our love at home and out of sight. Let's leave everything like jealousy behind us. And let's chase each other around the room tonight. Oh, let's chase each other around the room tonight. Let's play the games we played on our wedding night. To lock and bolt the door is only right. Honey, let's chase each other around the room tonight. We're going to do one of, probably one of the prettiest country songs that's ever been written. And Keith, was it you that told me that this was not even a single from Earl? This song? It's a song that if you don't play this in Texas, you're in big, deep doo-doo. You got to be able to play this song if you're going to play in Texas. Go ahead, Chris. Silver wings shining in the sunlight, roaring engines, headed somewhere in flight. They're taking you away, leaving it lonely. Silver wings slowly fading out of sight. But you lock me out of your mind. Let me standing here behind. Silver wings slowly fading out of sight.
Thank you. Great Merle Haggard. Let's see here. I'm going to do kind of a lesser known one of his. I got to try to pick a little bit from all different time periods. This was from the late 70s. And I like this song because I'm not a confrontational person. If I'm mad, I'm going to get in my car and drive. And I'll come back when I've cooled off and then I'll brush it under the rug like a good Midwesterner would, you know. Right, Pat? That's right. You gonna kick it off?
For the running kind. Well, them men surrounding me, you know. It's real sunny downtown with its walls of stone. I know running's not the answer. Yeah, but running's been my nature. And a part of me that keeps me moving on.
That was fun. I wanted to keep that going for about 6 minutes. That's what Merle would have done. That's right. He would have. I didn't say we wouldn't hurt anymore. That's how you learn. You just get burned. We don't have to feel like dirt anymore. No, let's not hurt. Baby, it's our turn. We were always looking for two no one, with our heads in the clouds, just a little off course. And I left that motor running. Now if you're feeling down now, well, come on, baby, drive south with the one you love. Come on, baby, drive south. I'm not talking about retreating, no sir. Gonna take our stand. This Chevy van, windows open on the rest of the world, holding hands all the way to Dixieland. We've been trying to turn our lives around since we were little kids. It's been wearing us down. Don't turn away now, darling. Let's fire it up, wind it out. Come on, baby, drive south with the one you love. Come on, baby, drive south. I heard your mama calling, big she was only stalling. Don't know who she's talking to, baby, me and you. We can go down with a smile on. Ain't gonna pass on nylon. Just leave these legs showing. It gets hot down where we're going. We were always looking for too long, with our heads in the clouds, just a little off course. I left that motor running. Now if you're feeling down now, come on, baby, drive. Come on, baby, drive slow with the one you love. Come on, baby, drive south with the one you love. Come on, baby, drive south. Thank you so much. We had a great time tonight. What an awesome lineup tonight. I met some great people.
That's Suzy Bogguss. That was fantastic. So great. And her wonderful band, Suzy Bogguss again, everybody. Now, hey, don't go away because we're getting ready to have. Oh, excuse me.
Whoa!
Don't go away because we're getting ready to have the Loveless Jam, right?
Right?
You know about that.
All these
right?
pickers are going to come back and kind of figure something out on the fly. The jams lately, Jim, have been fantastic.
Well,
so you got a high bar to leap over tonight.
Thank you. Hey, but let's not start popping each other's champagne corks just quite yet, as Mr. Wolf said in Pulp Fiction.
More or less. Folks, thanks for being here, and I want to say thanks to all the artists. Of course, Suzy Bogguss, absolutely great to hear her. Angie Aparo, Mckenzie, Eddy, and all their support musicians. Haven't had a string quartet up here in a while. Sam Outlaw doing a great job. Thanks for visiting from Los Angeles. Amethyst Kiah will be watching for more of you and what you're doing in East Tennessee. Liz Longley for getting us started. And we appreciate everybody. Let's get one more round of applause for everybody who played here tonight. It was a good lineup. We've got a Blackstone Brewery lineup for you for next week. And I should preface this by saying, folks, there's 5 more shows of Music City Roots at the Loveless Barn. 5 more shows, and then starting in that summer season, we're going to have a good time at the factory in Franklin. You ought to see this room. It's fantastic. A little more elbow room and a balcony, and it's cool. But anyway, next week, we've got slide guitar master from the United Kingdom, Mr. Martin Harley here. He gets rave reviews over the other side of the pond. From Asheville and thereabouts in North Carolina, the return visit of fabulous folk singer and guitarist David Wilcox. Russell Moore and Third Time Out are going to come and bring the bluegrass next week. Joe Fletcher and the Wrong Reasons are a country band from Providence, Rhode Island. I've never heard them before. And a band that really I fell for hard last time they played here from Toronto, Canada, New Country Rehab. And John Showman singing and playing the fiddle. Going to be great. So get your tickets there. And Sam mentioned the Americana Music Conference coming up this fall. Put that on your calendar, September 16th to the 21st here. The festival is as good a thing as you can go to in music nationwide. It's become an amazing event. And closer to us on the calendar, as I mentioned at the beginning of the show, the Americana Cross County Line show on May 31st at Harlansdale Farm in Franklin, and a whole 10 days of music leading up to that, starting on May 22nd. And so go visit AmericanaExperience.com to find out more about that. And Keith Bilbrey, what you got going on over there?
Excuse me, I'm sending out a selfie that I made with Suzy on stage here. It's really good. It's okay. Headed for Facebook. Oh, yeah.
Keith Bilbrey is a consummate professional in all respects, except when he gets around Suzy Bogguss.
That's it. That's just it. Well, we want to say a big thank you to all our sponsors: Kirkland's, French's Shoes and Boots, the Loveless Cafe, Griffin Technology, Nissan North America, Star 129 Diamond, Eddy Chili, Ascent Federal Credit Union, the Nature Conservancy. Let's have a big hand for all of them. Now, I have very generously let Myra sit in my chair while I came up and did, but don't get used to it, okay? And don't, for any reason, let Jim sit down in it, okay? We'd like to thank Andrew Dowling and Chris Pence tonight from Sound Image for taking such good care of the live sound here in the barn. Let's give them a big hand. You'll find these guys on tour with just about anybody who's anybody, with offices from Los Angeles to Nashville, and we're taking them to the factory with us. If you need professional sound, large or small, just take a look at sound-image.com. They're a proud sponsor of this final segment. Now, all of our guests that Craig just mentioned have gathered back on stage for our Loveless Jam, where we encourage all the musicians to jam on favorite songs. And to find out what that song's going to be, well, I don't know. Is he ready, Craig? Tell me. Well, Craig's not ready. Are you ready?
Oh, I'm sorry, Keith. Were you talking to me?
Yeah, well, I was about to.
I was... I'm so used to you ignoring me that I didn't realize.
Myra looks good in my chair, don't you?
Yes.
Yeah, doing good.
Well, Keith, believe it or not, I'm actually ready with everybody.
Wow.
For the first time, I think, since you've... I'm getting, anyway.
Has Jim Lauder done a great job tonight, huh? Lauderdale.
Thank you. Thanks, everybody. Well, I'll tell you what, we are going way back to the roots here on this one.
Way back.
Way back to the roots of country and folk and Americana music with a song the Carter family brought to prominence called Wildwood Flower.
Oh, yeah.
With my mingles and waving black hair, with the roses so red and the lilies so fair, and the myrtle so bright with the emerald dew, the pale and the leaders, the eyes look like
will charm every heart in his crown. I will sway. When I woke from my dream and my idols were clay, all portions of love all blown away.
Oh, she taught me to love her and promised to love. Oh, to cherish me over all others above. Now my heart is now wondering, no misery can tell. She left me no warning, no words of farewell. Taught me to love and promised to love. Will and misfortune all others above. Though my heart is now aching, he'll never know. His name made me tremble, my pale cheeks to glow. Oh, she taught me to love her and promised to love, and to cherish me over all others above. How my heart is now wandering, no misery can tell. She left me no warning, no words of farewell.
I think of him never, I'll be wildly gay. I'll charm every heart and the crowd I will sway. And I live yet to see him regret the dark hour. He won and neglected the frail wildwood flower.
That's why they call it a classic right there. Music City Roots is a production of Hang Die Media. Executive producers John Walker and Todd Mayo. Would like to thank my buddy Jim Yockey for all his hard work behind the scenes, directing our camera crew and editing our show. Jim Yockey, one of the very best in the business. And of course, big thanks to Barb and her crew of hippies at Hippie Radio. Join me for the Roots Radio Hour tomorrow night, every weekday at 7 p.m., of course, except for Wednesdays, where we'll explore the tangled roots of Americana and rock for hippies of all ages. Hippie Radio 94.5 on your FM dial. We're glad you joined us this week for Music City Roots. Live from the Loveless Cafe, I'm Keith Bilbrey, and from the edge of Music City, good night.